Hey everyone, it's Alexander Robinson. Welcome to the channel, and this is my retro review for Bad Boys, which came out in 1995, 30 years ago, produced by Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer, and is the directorial debut of the one and only Michael Bay. The movie follows two Miami cops, Marcus and Mike, played by Martin Lawrence and Will Smith respectively. They've been assigned to a case to track down $100 million worth of stolen heroin, and they're also assigned to protect a woman who witnessed a drug dealer kill someone who she knows and that Mike knows. Now, I've actually reviewed the later two entries in the series, the ones that were not directed by Michael Bay, Bad Boys for Life from 2020 and Bad Boys Ride or Die from just last year, 2024. And I actually really enjoy those movies. Bad Boys for Life was such a surprise for me, and I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Maybe it was because I had just seen Dolittle right before, but I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. But I never actually got around to watching the first two Bad Boys, mainly because I just haven't gone out of my way to watch any of Michael Bay's movies. So the reason I'm reviewing the original Bad Boys now is not because there's a new installment out, but because this is November's viewer-picked retro review. This was the movie that y'all voted on to be this month's retro review, voted on by you guys, and it was also nominated by YouTube member Carson Peterson, who's been a long-time viewer and has been requesting me non-stop to review Michael Bay and Roland Emmerich movies and see them in a new light. So now you finally got your chance for me to watch another Michael Bay movie, and I'm sorry to say I didn't find this all that impressive. It's not terrible or unwatchable. I mean, it's nowhere near as bad as his Transformers movies, but I wasn't all that impressed by it. Maybe it was because this was Michael Bay's very first movie, or maybe it's because we see some of the Bayisms that we would see in other movies that he would make later down the line. But there are things that I actually did enjoy about this movie. First of all, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith work really well together. These two have fantastic chemistry, and it's incredible considering that they seem like two mismatched partners, and yet they've been friends for a long time. They have each other's backs no matter what. Mike is able to look after Marcus's family. It is kind of weird when Marcus thinks that, for whatever reason, Mike is screwing around with his wife despite them being lifelong friends. But they really work well together. They are the ones that carry not just this whole movie, but the entire franchise. And they're the funniest parts of the movie. Their camaraderie is just so perfect, and their jokes legitimately work because of how well they play off each other. The action's also really fun. It's nothing groundbreaking or spectacular. It's that typical 80s, 90s action that you get, but it's satisfying. The ending's a lot of fun. It's well shot, has some great gunfire sequences, and explosions galore. I mean, it's a Michael Bay movie, so of course there'd be explosions, but what I find really fascinating is that this is his first movie, so we're not at the Michael Bay yet where his explosions look like fireworks. These are just the giant fireball explosions that you get in other action movies like Terminator 2 or True Lies. But it's serviceable. You can actually see what's going on, and that finale alone, along with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith's chemistry, is enough to save the movie from its shortcomings, and there are a lot of shortcomings. One of the things that has always bugged me about Michael Bay's movies, even with something that I like Ambulance, is that his side characters are too over the top and too obnoxious. They do nothing but scream constantly. They make all these jokes that aren't funny, and they're just annoying at the end of the day. They don't act like real people. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, as exaggerated as those two may be, you believe their camaraderie. Everyone else feels like a cartoon character. The two characters that really tested my patience were Chet at the front desk of Mike's building, because he just talks nonstop. He tries offering solutions to problems when nobody asked for his help, and he just makes these bizarre comments in the most random spots. And the second character that annoyed me was, believe it or not, Joe Pantoliano as Captain Howard. Now, he was in Bad Boys for Life, but he got killed early in that movie, which is the reason why the plot of that movie happens. So now that I finally got to see a Bad Boys movie where he's in it from beginning to end, I really don't like him. He's just that stereotypical police chief that's yelling at the two heroes because they can't get their shit together. And after a while, I'm just like, shut up, for the love of God, just shut up and be useful. And getting back to the humor of the movie, most of it falls completely flat. The best moments of humor come from Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, like I've said several times. They make those humorous moments work, whereas the other side characters do not. Now, it doesn't reach the point of being racist and sexist to the point where it's not funny like in Transformers, but most of these jokes are just that same immature frat boy sensibility that Michael Bay is known for. Like, he really thinks he's funnier than he actually is, but he's not. The biggest problem is that even if they're not offensive, they go on for too long, and after a while you're just like, cut the camera, because you are not selling me on these jokes. I guess that's why I prefer the non-Michael Bay directed Bad Boys movies over the original here, because Adil and Bilal, they showed some restraint when it came to a lot of the humor of that movie. The humor doesn't have that frat boy sensibility like this movie does, and there are moments that can come across as maybe raunchy, but they don't push obnoxiousness the way Michael Bay's humor does in this film. And then in regards to Ambulance, Michael Bay really did tone down the humor of that movie, and while it still has obnoxious side characters, the whole movie is at least anchored by a thrilling chase and somewhat of a compelling story with the main character trying to get money to help his family. So there's at least some investment in that movie where it actually felt pretty tame compared to Bad Boys. And then the last thing I have to say is that Téa Leoni is pretty flat. When we're first introduced to her character, she has her moments. I found her to be pretty good, but as the movie went on, she makes some incredibly stupid decisions and just kind of has the same expression throughout the whole movie. So overall, the original Bad Boys is okay. I don't dislike this movie at all, but it's not a masterpiece by any means. It has some very obnoxious and immature humor throughout this whole movie. Some of it works when it's done by Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, but when it's done by the side characters, it does not work. I just didn't find it all that compelling or original. The action's cool, but it's nothing groundbreaking or spectacular to watch. Again, the whole movie and this whole franchise is anchored by Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. And because of the chemistry that these two share together, that's why I'm gonna say watch at your own risk. If it wasn't for Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, I would have said that this was easily a bad movie and I would not recommend it. But Will Smith and Martin Lawrence really did carry this movie, and again, the ending was pretty fun at the end of the day, so that's enough to save the movie from being bad, but I really wouldn't go out of my way and say it's good. And there you go, that's my review for Bad Boys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I want to give a special thank you to my subscribers and YouTube members right over here. You guys are the reason why this channel continues to grow every day, and if you want to help to financially support the channel and get access to exclusive perks like nominating next month's retro movie review for everyone to vote on, then you can join YouTube memberships for as little as $1.99 a month. But until next time, I want to know what you guys think about Bad Boys. If you've seen it, whatever your opinion is, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button to get notifications. If you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, you can find me on these social media platforms and my theme park and travel channel right here on YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, have a good day and take care of yourselves.